Self-awareness is so important in every aspect of life, particularly for those of us that struggle with mental health concerns. I want to highlight something to you, and I think an analogy to this is being drunk, right? You know the typical thing when you drink, it's hard to realize just how drunk you are. But if you're sober and around drunk people, and those drunk people are telling you that they're fine, it's very easy to see that they're drunk and that they're not fine, right? That they shouldn't drive, that they are probably going to make some choices that they may regret, right? This isn't about judging or alcohol or anything like that. It's more to highlight the fact that when you're drunk, the person judging how drunk you are is itself drunk, right? You're not sober. You're not in the thing that's sort of measuring how in control you are is itself out of control. Is itself impacted by the alcohol. So now let's apply that same analogy to mental health. When you're depressed, the thing that is judging your depression is itself depressed. When you're manic, the thing that is controlling the mania, that's judging the mania, is itself manic, right? Same as anxiety, same as any symptom. So what this leads to is a false read on yourself. It's very hard to, when you're in the heat of it, when you're struggling, when you're being mentally afflicted, it is very hard to get a proper read on exactly how you're feeling. I bring this up because over the weekend I had a day or two of manic-like symptoms. So part of my diagnosis of BPD, there's intermittent mania interspersed with dissociation. Now, I'm well treated, I see therapists, I meditate daily, and I've got it under control fairly well, but it still comes out of the blue and gets me. And I think this was caused by literally, we bought a coffee machine and I went from having one very weak coffee a day to 2 to 3 double shots of coffee over the space of a week, and it just built up. I wasn't sleeping, I was doing a lot, but it sort of tipped me over the edge. And Saturday night, which is 2 nights ago, I was up until 2 a.m. and just couldn't stop. And I literally said to my wife, like, hey, like, I need help. Like, I recognize it now. But it's funny because I remember her 2 days earlier saying, you know, you're very manic, you've got a lot of energy, I think she said. So what I've realized is a couple of things. And this is a lesson that I've had to learn many times. One, don't have coffee. Just limit the coffee, right? But beyond that, trust and listen to the people around you that are close to you. So because she lives with me, because she's been around me for ages, she's a good read. Secondly, try and detach from myself and look at how I'm actually feeling every day. So use my morning meditations, use the time throughout the day to check in. How am I actually feeling? And combining those two things together to look at where I'm at. Now, obviously, if I'm struggling, if I'm in a manic or depressive episode or anything like that, it's very hard to still get a good read. But it's part of this is putting systems in place that can help catch me. So how can I be caught? How can I know that when something is going off the handles mental health wise, how will I know? The other way that I look at it is going for the trends. What trends are happening? Am I able to maintain work, training, my morning ritual of meditation, Russian lessons, exercise? Am I cutting corners? Am I rushing around, right? What am I actually doing, and how does that compare to my normal baseline functioning? So I want to leave you with one more thing. When you're having good times, like let's say you're listening to this, you're watching this, and you're in a good mental state, plan for when it's going to go bad. Now, this isn't negative, this isn't pessimistic, this is real life, right? In real life, you know that it's not always going to be golden. Some days are going to be up, some days are going to be down. Some weeks are going to be up, some weeks are going to be down. Bad stuff will happen, it's guaranteed, right? So take action when it's good to prepare for the worst, yeah?